Hello, welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole and today we are watching the Battlefield 2042 specialist video. EA has released a video where they are showcasing all the right now available specialists in Battlefield 2042. I have not seen this yet, so I wanted to do that with you, and then I will give you my honest opinion about how I feel regarding, well, all of it. Sometimes I will call the specialist classes because that's what they have been for decades, and I'm still have to get used to it that they are now calling them specialists. And I even sometimes call them operators. And if you're like, oh, so you're a Rainbow Six Siege player. No, I'm actually not. I have played, I think, 2 hours of that game, and that's it. But I'm using the terminology, and I have no clue why I'm doing that. Look, my brain is weird, what can I say? But I would say we are watching this right now. EA has been very nice to give us a high quality version of the trailer they showed on Twitter, so we don't have to watch that pixelated thing. Ooh, Twitter quality. So I would say we are jumping right into it, and then we see what we get. Shall we? Let's do this.
Time to go to work.
Alright, this is the first one. This is, yeah, Webster McKay with his grappling hook. Man, that looks so Battlefield. Ah.
Let's get started.
Who are you? Oh, you're Maria Falk. You were the medic. Oh, she's German. Didn't know that. Okay, there's the healing weapon.
I've got you. Hold on.
Oh, that's interesting.
You're alive, but not safe.
We will talk about that in a second. I just realized something. Yeah, Boris! I love Boris. He looks like the dude you can sit together in the evening and drink some vodka.
Ready.
Casper. Oh, South Africa. Interesting. Oh, there's the drone. That music! Oh, always gives me shivers. Oh, they're not showing the newest one. Oh, that's interesting. So they're actually not going with the newest one. That's actually super curious, to say the least. So we have good old Webster McKay here with his grappling hook. Alright, man, that grappling hook, man, that could be so interesting, not gonna lie. Lots of action here. That looks really good. So, yeah, this is something I definitely want to talk about. Her pistol she can use to heal people. So we were actually discussing in our podcast if this healing pistol is healing immediately, and it does heal quite quick, right? Yeah. It's pretty quick. It's not an insta heal, which is very important to note. And it seems like you can also heal yourself, which is also really cool. So this is a big one. This is a big one right here. If you're wondering why I'm pausing, is so we knew that you can revive fallen teammates back to full health, right? We definitely knew that. But here's the kicker. At the beginning, you could use the syringe pistol for that. You could just sit in the corner, aim at the dead body and be like, pew! And revived. And the developers themselves said it was apparently really OP. And from what we have heard from people who have actually played the game, it was pretty OP. Like, if the medic found a good place where they could just sit, right, and then just revive the people, it was nearly impossible to overrun the enemy. So I'm actually kind of glad that they changed it. And I'm really glad that DICE is pretty open to those changes, because we had those things in the past. We had moments where some abilities were kind of strong, right? Like one of the things I always found, well, not OP because everyone had the ability, but it was still something which irked me a bit, was the med pack, right? You were throwing a med pack on the ground and everyone in the vicinity got healed. And I always found that a bit annoying if you were fighting against that, because if you didn't have a medic at your side right now, for whatever reason, the enemy had like a huge advantage. And there was no risk in it. And thankfully, in Battlefield 5, they actually have changed that. So you now have to go to a crate, you have to pick up your healing pouch, and then you have to heal yourself. So it seems like healing crates do not exist anymore. And you now have the special support class, which has to go out there, revive people, and actually, if she wants to heal people, she have to shoot them. And I'm really curious, one thing I have been noticing here, and I'm really curious about that, how good do you have to be at aiming? Like, seriously? How good do you have to be at aiming? Because, man, if it's not like just a scan thing, but you actually have to aim, ooh, I can see that some people, yeah, will not save the person in time. That would be me. That would be me. I'm bad at aiming. Look, I love the Battlefield games, but I'm bad at aiming. What can I say? At least you can heal yourself, so I take that. Yep, there we see the revive again. Neat. Ah, Boris. Man, I would have loved his turret and seeing that in action a little bit more. So you're just putting it down here and then it shoots. There it goes. It has a pretty long cooldown. Man, this turret, like I'm really curious to see how this turret works. Also, it seems like the turret has marked the player behind the bush. So it can actually like infrared players even behind objects, which is pretty significant when you think about it. It gives you such an advantage. Like that turret can be very strong. I wonder if it has like infinite shots, where it's just chucking along. Like I'm really curious about the turret. Like, why I'm asking is this. I have played a good chunk of games in the past where turrets were a thing. Team Fortress 2, Overwatch. Like, I have seen some games, like even, I think, Call of Duty and then some of the Battlefield games at some point had some turrets. And turrets were always like annoying, to say the least, but could be pretty OP or pretty useless depending on who you ask. So yeah, I'm wondering. Also, what I'm wondering is, does the turret have like a 360 field around it? Like, can you sneak up on it from behind? Or does it turn? Because right now it looks like it can be turned. It seems like there's no limit to that. But then again, we have to see. But yeah, that could be like, ooh, could be strong. So, Casper. Casper is a very interesting specialist. So you use your drone, and thanks to the drone, like, you can mark people. I wonder how helpful that really is. Yeah, unfortunately, they are not really showing his ability too much. They are only showing it like for a few seconds right here. And then they are only showing him sniping and shooting people. Because keep in mind, there are no scouts anymore. No snipers. Everyone can be a sniper because you can use every weapon with every specialist. So it's a little bit weird that they're showcasing that exactly here. Like, hey, he is the sniper guy. I was like, well, I get it because he can use the sniper weapon, but so can everyone. So why are you not showing us a little bit more of the ability? But yeah, it seems like the ability is really there to just like mark people, which is kind of interesting. Which probably means the marking system from Battlefield 5 is coming back, which is you can mark a person, but excuse me, only for a brief second. And then that's it. And I assume as long as the drone is like hovering around the battlefield, you can mark everything, or everything stays marked, which would be pretty cool, to say the least. The question is how helpful it is. Like, I've learned in Battlefield 5 that marking is nice, and especially when you were going back to the old Battlefield games, it's pretty OP, right? That you would just have to mark an enemy and then you see that enemy for the next 5-6 seconds, no matter where they are. And they tried to lower that more and more when they were going through the Battlefield games. And in Battlefield 5, as I said, it's only like as long as you see the enemy, you mark them. Or if you are not having like a special like ability with you. So personally, I didn't mind what they did in Battlefield 5. I preferred that actually, because let's be freaking real here. In the other Battlefield games, you could really pull some bullshit with killing somebody by just having them marked. Like, that marking system enabled you to do some ridiculous kills. So I'm actually kind of glad that they are not continue doing that. Or I hope so. So, yeah. Seems like there are still like some good snipers. Ooh, that headshot. The kill time looks to be relatively quick. Like, he just had to do like one headshot with the Rex. Right? Turns around, bam, one headshot. I wonder if that person had lost some health, or... Oh, that's interesting. He has the melee weapon out. Oh, that's the movement sensor they're showcasing here. Alright. Now I know what they're showcasing. Yeah, one shot. And he died. Damn. That's brutal. Especially for a pistol. Yes, I know it's a Rex. Yes, I know. But it's still... that's brutal. That's good. I'm curious how they do it. The one thing I'm personally not sure how I feel about is this guy with the grappling hook, right? Like, here's the thing. I think they managed verticality in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 much better than they did in the previous Battlefield games. In the previous Battlefield games, verticality was a problem. Like, I remember the Battlefield 4 maps where you could literally had people standing on top of a skyscraper shooting down, and you couldn't do jack shit against them. Like, you needed to have like a chopper or something else going after them because you couldn't do anything from the ground. And it was frustrating. It might have been fun for the person standing on that skyscraper, but for the people on the ground, it was absolutely frustrating. And that is something you really have to consider when you balance a game. Like, is this particular gameplay element to be fun to be played, but also fun to play against? And I think with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, they managed that actually really well. Because they didn't do any crazy skyscrapers, because, well, that didn't exist in World War I and World War II. But now they're going back to it. I'm wondering if we actually still see skyscrapers. And now we have a grappling hook. And this is actually a wonderful example of how to use the grappling hook here. I know that some people don't necessarily immediately recognize this, but look at this. We know that the enemy is up here, right? That's where the enemy is standing. If you wouldn't had the grappling hook, you had to go up the ladder, you would had to go up here, and this is like the moment where you would had the chance to kill the enemy. Problem is, the enemy was already aware that you were coming and prepared for that and killed you before you actually could go up there, or would have actually moved because, well, they could just use the zip line to get away. Like, there would have been so much multiple outcomes because of the timing and how long you take to get up there that you might have been on a disadvantage. But thanks to the grappling hook, also I love the no running here, they're using the grappling hook, wonderful. But thanks to the grappling hook, you can just go up there, boop, and then can kill the enemy. I actually wonder if you hear the grappling hook, if it is audible, or if it's a very, very quiet thing. And he finished him off. So yeah, that is a pretty good show of the grappling hook. Nimble. I will be honest, nimble is actually something I'm really afraid of when it comes to what players can do later on. Like having the ability to move faster when you were aiming down the sights. Right? Like, that is such a powerful ability. So I am really curious to see how that goes. Like, there are already people out there without being nimble who can do a lot of damage in the Battlefield games, but now also having the ability to move fast, or still as fast as if you wouldn't aim down your sights. Ooh. Yeah, that can be something in the hands of good players. So far, I really love what we are seeing here. Like, it seems like they have a lot of cool specialists who all have their meaning. Like, the only one I'm really not fully hyped on is, what's his name? Mr. Casper? Yeah, Casper is the only guy right now where I'm like, okay, that's cool and all. Like, nice, but not so sure if that is like super helpful in comparison to what the others are doing. But we will see. I might be wrong on this. I might be actually wrong on this. All right, but that was it for me and the deep dive on the specialist video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you are on your way out, I would appreciate if you might consider to leave a like. If you didn't like this video for whatever reason, I would also not mind if you're using the dislike button, and then I'm aware of it. And also, if you're new to the channel and you want to help me out and you want to see more Battlefield 2042, well, reaction videos, beta videos and whatnot, and you want to see other reaction videos plus gameplay stuff, tips and tricks, like the whole gameplay shebang, I would also appreciate if you might consider to subscribe to the channel. And if you ever want to catch me live, you can do so on Monday to Friday on trovo.live/ChaosMole. I'm starting at 9 AM ET, which is 2 PM UK time and 3 PM Central European time. And right now we are doing a playthrough of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, which just started, which is pretty fun. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.